Hi there. Welcome back to another quick and easy watercolor painting. I'm Rod Bergeron, and today we're going to be doing something. I'm kind of continuing this series with these little fields, and I've been quite interested about them the last couple of weeks and months. And so I've wet the top 2/3 of this, and I put 3 swoops of blue. Now you can use whatever blue you have. It doesn't really make any difference. So I put 3, kind of jaggedy, kind of rolling hills, not hills, but rolling lines across there, okay? I'm gonna take this brush and I'm not gonna rinse it out. I'm gonna pick up some Payne's Gray here. And I'm just gonna put a few, like a tree line across the back here, okay? Pick up a little bit more Payne's Gray. This Payne's Gray was touching my green, but anyways, I want to have some green in the background back there. We're going to put a little bit of just a rolling kind of a hill across there. I'm going to pick up a little bit more Payne's Gray. Just introduce that across there. I'm going to pick up a little bit more Payne's Gray right off the palette and just put it in a few places like that. Now I'm going to kind of leave that I'm going to kind of leave that area right there open. I was going to leave it open anyways, but I'm not going to touch it too much more than that. I'll rinse my brush out, and I'm going to pick up some sienna. And I'm just going to touch that tree line in a few places with the sienna like that. And just let it, again, just let it go wherever it is it's going to go to. And put that sienna across there. So that was Payne's Gray with a little bit of green in it. And then I put that sienna across there like that. Okay, so I want to put some more green into this tree line back here because it's, it's summer and I want it to read as summer, not fall. So I'm going to put that in, and then just a little bit more intense. This is a forest green. And I'm just going to put that in there like that. And I'm going to put this forest green across here. And maybe a little bit more. Okay, so I want to keep that, all that color up there. And I don't want it to run down here. So I want to put a field in here that's going to be a yellow ochre field all the way across here. But I want to keep a line between, so white of the page between those two. And I have a plan for that later. So I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to pick up a little bit more of this yellow ochre like this. And you see how there's that white of the page line across there? Okay, don't touch that. We need that for the next step. All right, I'm going to put this yellow ochre across here very intensely in a couple of places like that. I'm going to take my, this is my number one round watercolor brush, and I took a utility knife and sharpened the one end of it. And I'm going to scribe some brush and some trees, or whatever it is that you're thinking about across the front here. You can make these into trees. You scribe out of that little bit of green that's on there, or wherever you want. And don't do too much more than that. Look at what's happened to the sky there. That sky's turned out pretty cool, right? Okay. One last little thing that we're going to do is, this is my little bag of salt. And I'm just going to put some salt across this foreground, just like that. Not any more than that. Just a little bit of salt. I still got some on my fingers, but a little bit of salt across there, and no more than that to it. Okay. See where that has gone kind of outside of the painted area? You can dry that off. It'll help your drying process a little bit. But you can just take a tissue The way I do it is if I want to take something out of a specific area, I just roll the tissue up into a point like that and then touch it to the page and it'll whip that right out of there for you. Okay, same down here. It'll just help with your drying process, help speed it up a little bit. All right, that's it. Now let's just let this completely air dry. Don't try to take a hair dryer or anything to it. Just let it completely air dry and let's see what happens. All right, let's have a look at this. Check out what this salt has done across here and all these different layers going across here. That white line across there, we're going to fill in with some green paint, okay? So just going to go across here, pick up quite a bit of green, however much you want it to be. So this would be wet on dry, and you know, I'm going to put this paint just along that line and it will stay just in that line. So however, you know, however dark or however saturated you think it should be, this is sort of a separate field from this one. That's the way that I'm thinking about it. All right, let's have a quick dry with this with the hair dryer and come right back. All right, so I think this turned out pretty cool. I mean, with all the what's happened in the front here with the salt, that turned out really good. This tree line back here and then this little field that we installed across there. But I still think there's more that we can do. And I still think that we could maybe install a few pine trees across the front here to sort of separate these fields a little bit to make it look like there's a tree line across there. So let's do that. I'm gonna do that with a Sharpie pen to start with. All right, so I'm going to put in a couple of trees and I'm going to double up these lines. I'm going to make these a little bit, you know, sort of like that there. Maybe put a couple here that are a little bit, you know, a little bit bigger, you know, make that a little bit beefier. And then the way that we're going to do it is we're going to take, this is #1 round watercolor brush, and I have a little bit of green paint here that's left over. So I'm just going to go from left to right and I'm going to stipple these trees in, and stippling is just, you're going to put a bunch of dots on the page. Okay, and you should think about this as all right, now you need to just take your hair dryer and dry this really good, okay? So we're trying to build up layers, and the way that you do that with watercolor paint is you completely dry it between each layer, okay? So just use your hair dryer and dry it up real quick. All right, so that dried up pretty quick. I have Payne's gray on here now, and I'm just gonna put, you know, trees. All right, and then give this a dry. All right, I'm just going to go across here one more time with a little bit more green. A bit more across the undergrowth down here. And if you want to, you could even put some more across here. I'm not going to, but you know, you could, if that was your choice, you'd be more than welcome to do that. So let's see what happens when we put our mat on here. All right, that turned out pretty well. I really like this tree line. So you can see installing these trees across here has pushed all of that in the background even further back. And then you get this nice light area across this part of the field, this dark spot near the light spot. That's all working really well for me. All right, so we put our mat on here. Yeah, that's turned out pretty good. I'm actually pretty pleased with this. I think I might sign it. So I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know where you're from. If you could drop me a comment in the comment section, let me know where you're from. I'd really appreciate it. And here's my email address. If you have something that you'd like to share with me, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see some work that you make. And as always, if you're currently a subscriber, thanks a lot. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you again next time.